Election homestretch. With days to go until Election Day, what you need to know about Michigan's rules on changing your ballot. And a man found dead after a house fire, now considered a murder investigation. Why police believe foul play was involved. 13 on Your Side Mornings continues right now.
I'm Meredith alongside James. We continue to follow breaking news this morning. Grand Rapids police are in a standoff right now with a homicide suspect.
Let's get over to 13 on Your Side's Angela Cunningham, who's live at this scene. Angela, what do we know at this moment?
Well, good morning, guys. Yes, we are at the corner of Benjamin and Sigsbee, where, as you said, a suspect in a very early morning homicide is holed up here. Now, that homicide took place on Otilia. And again, we are at Benjamin and Sigsbee at what police believe is a relative's house of that suspect. Now, they have been communicating with him, and he is talking to police, but right now he is not coming out of that home. They do have police negotiators out here, as well as their special response team. At this hour, they are advising anyone who's waking up to this to be aware of what's going on. Their main objective right now is to get that suspect to come out of that house peacefully. Now, this all started around 2:45 this morning when police found a car that they believe the suspect was driving in this area. They say they have not recovered the handgun that was used in the homicide on Otilia. So right now they do believe that he is armed. However, they are confident that they can resolve this situation peacefully. Take a listen to what Sergeant John Witowski had to say.
It's all about peaceful surrender, so we could be out here all day, and that is the sole goal. Using extraordinary means is usually a last resort. Typically, it's a waiting game, so we'll just continue negotiating with them. We have time on our side.
Nowotowski just told us that they are in the process of getting a search warrant so that they can enter that home. There's still a lot we don't know this morning, but we do know that the suspect is a 31-year-old man. We don't know the relationship between him and the victim in that early homicide, other than the fact that they were in the same building at the time of the homicide and that there were witnesses to that crime. Again, we are here at the scene of a critical response incident on Benjamin and Sigsbee. If you are in this area, you're advised to be aware, and if you can, avoid this area. We will stay out here following developments and bring them to you as we get them. For now, back to you.
Thank you, Angela. And again, that's Benjamin and Sigsbee. That's near the Little Caesars, and of course the Uncle Cheetah's soup shop are also by that area too. So please avoid that area. We'll continue to monitor that story on air and online. And of course, it's going to affect the morning commute. But first, right now, we want to get to weather with meteorologist Laura Hartman. Laura.
Hey James, we do have clearing skies this morning. Temperatures chilly, but for most of us above freezing. Let's take a look at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport this morning. 34 degrees, southwest winds helping keep those temperatures a little more comfortable today. So we do have around freezing for Big Rapids, Fremont, but as high as 41 in Muskegon, 38 in Holland, and that's thanks to those slightly stronger southwest winds there. So looking at 16 miles per hour in Muskegon, gusting up to 25, and those winds will be strongest on the lakeshore today between 15 to 20 miles per hour. So it is going to be a breezy day, but at least we get plenty of sunshine. Clouds have been clearing off to the east, and that's going to leave us with a nice sunrise and plenty of sunshine to enjoy today. Temperatures warming up to around 50 degrees, so should be a really pleasant afternoon coming up, especially compared to the last couple of days. Yesterday, temperatures stayed in the upper 30s. Now we're going to continue seeing some sunshine, but not necessarily rising temperatures through the rest of the week. We'll take a look at what the rest of the week has to bring, including some shower chances this weekend. But first, let's get a check of your morning commute with Dave Cackley.
Thank you, Laura. Traffic sponsored by Preferred Automotive Dealerships. Got a crash slowing things down in Jenison, eastbound 196 Chicago Drive. No word on any injuries. Going to see a slow go there. Ongoing construction work, 196, the M6, also the Ford Freeway between Fuller and I-96. You're going to start to see slowdowns there as we get a little further along in your morning drive. Expressway speeds fluctuating a little along the Ford Freeway, right at 70 along 131, 28th Street, and the M6. We take a look at I-96 and 131. Running a little heavier now, but no major backups. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for the latest traffic updates at Dave13Traffic.
Thank you, Dave. Also new this morning, a new policy on smoking will soon go into effect throughout Grand Rapids. 13 on your side, Shanna Grove is live in the Information Center with those details. Shanna.
Hey, good morning, James. Yeah, last night the Grand Rapids City Commission voted to ban smoking and vaping at all public parks and playgrounds. That includes all types of marijuana and tobacco products. The city also banned disposing of tobacco products such as cigarette butts on sidewalks and in the grass. The exception to these rules is the city-owned Indian Trails golf course. That drew criticism from Commissioner John O'Connor, the only commissioner to vote against the measure. The ban will go into effect on January 1st of next year. During the meeting, City Manager Mark Washington said by no means will enforcing this ban be high priority for police. The city says people violating the rule will first receive a verbal warning to either stop smoking or leave the park. Meredith.
Shanna, thank you. Google searches concerning the ability to change your vote skyrocketed following this tweet from the president.
Tuesday morning, President Trump posted this to his personal account, saying in part, "Can I change my vote?" This refers to changing it to me. The answer in most states is yes. Most important election of your life.
Now, this is partially true. There are a few states that allow voters to change their minds after requesting and even submitting absentee or early ballots, and Michigan is one of them.
However, this is what the process actually looks like, and our state is different from others. We know we've kind of said this before, but it does not hurt to go over it again. Michigan is an absentee voting state, not an early voting state. That means unlike states that do have early voting, when it comes to having a change of heart, if you will, Michiganders do have options.
And the biggest difference of that is an absentee voting state like Michigan, you, the voter, have a right to change your mind if you learn new information, or if you've turned in your absentee ballot and you think maybe I did something wrong.
Absentee voters who would like to spoil their return ballot and receive a new one must do so by 10 a.m. on November 2nd. That's next Monday. Your final completed ballot must be returned by 8 p.m. on next Tuesday, Election Day. Now, if you still have some questions about voting on your side, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson and Attorney General Dana Nessel will be answering those questions tonight. They'll be talking about voting, the election, safety, and security during a voter information town hall. If you have a question, just text us at 616-559-1310 and we will pass it along. You can also watch this town hall right here on 13 on your side from 7 to 8 p.m. And we're, of course, still on your side with more election coverage. If you missed any of this morning's headlines or want to see an extensive breakdown of our 13 on your side voter guide, head to our website or download our free mobile app.
Well, now to the latest on COVID-19 here in Michigan. The statewide positivity rate is rising. Right now, it's about 6.9%. This time last week, it was 5.7%. That's an increase of more than 1% in 7 days. Tuesday, the state reported more than 2,300 new cases and 28 new deaths, 8 of which came from record reviews. And now to developing news in Kent County. Investigators say a deadly house fire from this past weekend is now a murder investigation. Firefighters found 41-year-old Todd Kappendike in the house on Oakwood Avenue in Grand Rapids Sunday morning. Crews were called after smoke was seen coming from the home. An autopsy shows he died from multiple blows to the head. Police say a person of interest is in custody. This makes Grand Rapids' 30th homicide of the year. In Allegan County, police are looking for a missing man. Russell Bockheim was last seen on October 16th at his father's house in Dorr Township. He is a 5'9" man, about 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. His family isn't sure of what he might be wearing, but say he's known to carry a black briefcase. Bockheim drives a 2007 Chevy Silverado 2500 with the Michigan license plate of DYD 8702. Police say he may have stopped at a family cottage in Indian River between October 16th and the 22nd. Anyone who may have seen Russell is asked to contact Allegan County Central Dispatch.
If you've been missing the sunshine, we've got good news today. Not only going to be sunny, but warmer. I'll let you know how long the sunshine will be sticking around West Michigan. Stick around.
The 13 on your side weather deck is brought to you by Montel Construction. Quality made simple.
Welcome back. Today we finally get some warmer temperatures back to West Michigan, as well as some sunshine. After a pretty cloudy start to the week, it'll be nice to have some sunny days up ahead. We continue with the sunshine and the quiet weather through the rest of the week. But let's get to your weather ball for today. It is solid red, so warmer temperatures ahead. This will be sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Today, sunny, a little breezy, especially close to the lake shore with southwest winds up to 20 miles per hour there. 51 for the temperature today, so should be feeling quite a bit warmer than past days, at least not damp either. So today we get a nice dry day finally. And temperatures over the next couple of days staying about the same tomorrow, maybe just a touch cooler, but heading into Friday with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. So that will be a little cooler than what we are seeing the next couple. Heading into Halloween, though, those temperatures warm back up. We've got a very weak warm front coming through, but at least it's going to allow us to warm back up to those low 50s. And we'll see that for just one day, falling temperatures as early as Sunday. And let's take a look at Sunday, by the way. Model forecast showing you Saturday nice and quiet. We do have some clouds coming in toward the end of the day, but this is 11 p.m., so expecting to stay dry through the evening hours and into the early overnight before showers come in. First in the form of rain, but we get cooling temperatures, and yes, we could see some mixture. Rain and snow mix very possible and very likely that day with these lake-enhanced showers that will be around through the rest of Sunday. As far as accumulation, very, very little and nothing sticking around. We'll see that melt very fast. Today, temperatures heading to the upper 40s to low 50s. Inland locations staying in the upper 40s to the north. Farther south, heading up to the low 50s. 51 in Grand Rapids, 52 in Hastings. And your 13 on your side forecast. Temperatures will be a little cooler Thursday and Friday, followed by a nice Halloween up ahead. Breezy, but a high 51, and falling temperatures the following day on Sunday with those rain and snow mixed showers heading back into the upper 50s and low 60s next week.
Thank you, Laura. Many have already cast their ballots, but if you do want to vote in person, that's still an option. The rules you need to know before heading to the polls. The time now is 6:45. We'll be right back.
Get a guide to voting at 13onyourside.com.
Millions of Michigan voters have already cast absentee ballots, but millions of others still plan to vote at the polls. If you're one of them, here are some rules that you may want to keep in mind. Here's 13 on your side's Sarah Makuta.
Let's imagine it's election day and you're standing in line waiting to cast your vote. Now, you came to cast your vote because you want your voice to be heard, right? You certainly don't want to be turned away for something like misbehaving while you're standing in line waiting. So let's review the rules of the polling place line. And don't forget, this year, you need to bring your mask. Rule number 1, leave politics at home. Don't talk about it and don't wear it.
But you can't interface at all with voters within 100 feet from any entrance or exit to a polling location. So you can be out there with signs, with t-shirts, with bumper stickers, outside of that 100 feet.
Rule number 2, finish your homework before you get in line.
Once you get to the check-in process and once you've received your ballot, we don't like using cell phones, having information that's out or accessible that could be read by other voters in line. We want to make sure that in the voting booth, that privacy of the voting booth remains. And so, people are not supposed to discuss candidates out loud.
Rule number 3, once you're in the voting booth, do not take a selfie with your filled out ballot.
So the rule is that a voter can actually photograph their voted ballot, but what's really important to note there is that they cannot include anyone else in the photo, including the voter. So you cannot take a selfie of your voted ballot.
So a picture like this, fine. A selfie like this, not fine.
So what we encourage folks to do, though, is to take a selfie outside with your I voted sticker. Take a selfie by the Vote Here sign that's outside the door. Those things are great.
Rule number 4, bring your valid photo ID, such as the driver's license, to the polling place. And rule number 5, if you already received an absentee ballot but you want to vote in person,
apply for an absentee ballot and received it, but decide you want to go to the precinct. Voters do have that option as well.
To see more election information, head to 13onyourside.com/vote. I'm Sarah Makuta.
Today, Oprah Winfrey is hosting a virtual town hall for those in battleground states like her own. It's part of her own network. It's a nonpartisan Own Your Vote initiative intended to inspire and encourage voters. That session begins tonight at 8 o'clock and is free and will be held on Zoom. The registration is available in advance at zoomwithoprah.com.
We continue to follow breaking news in Grand Rapids, where police are in a standoff with a homicide suspect. We'll have the very latest coming up in your morning rush. Plus, we'll have a final check of your forecast at 6:51. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Topping your morning rush, Grand Rapids police are in a standoff with a homicide suspect in Grand Rapids. Let's send things over to Angela Cunningham, who has the latest developments. Angela?
Good morning, James. Yes, we are at the corner of Benjamin and Sigsbee, where police say that suspect is holed up in a relative's house right behind us on Sigsbee. Now, they have their critical response team out here, and they have police negotiators talking to that suspect, encouraging him to come outside. That homicide happened around midnight on Otilia Southeast. The individual had an altercation with someone in his building, and that resulted in the death of that person. We're told there are witnesses to that initial crime. Now, police have not yet recovered the handgun used in that crime, and they believe the suspect could very well still be armed at this hour. What we know about the suspect is that he is a 31-year-old man. We don't know what his relationship was to that victim that was shot early this morning. Again, police are encouraging him to come out. They have been communicating with him. At one point, he was outside the home but went back inside. They don't believe anyone inside the home is injured at this time, and they don't believe that that will be a possibility, but they are encouraging anyone in this area to be aware of what's going on and to be safe. If you can avoid this area, please do so. They are working on getting a search warrant right now so that they can enter that home. You can stay tuned for developments both on air and online. Back to you.
Thank you, Angela. The Grand Rapids City Commission voted Tuesday night to ban smoking in public parks. That includes marijuana, vaping, and tobacco. That vote passed by a 6-1 vote and then will take effect on January 1st. Also, Holland Hospital is implementing new restrictions in light of rising COVID-19 cases. Those restrictions include just one support person in the birth center and one visitor for those in ICU. Those restrictions go into effect today.
And we've got a last check of your forecast today. Finally, some sunshine coming back and some slightly warmer temperatures too. Right now, 41 in Muskegon, gusty winds up to 35. Those southwest winds, though, well, they'll be breezy, helping us increase temperatures to around 50 degrees. So falling to the upper 40s to low 50s by about 2 to 3 p.m. this afternoon with plenty of sunshine to come. 51 today, temperatures tomorrow hanging in the upper 40s with partly cloudy skies. That comes after a night with mostly cloudy skies and 35. Staying quiet through the rest of the week and into the start of the weekend.
Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Straight ahead on Good Morning America, hear expert advice for moms looking to get back into the workforce, perhaps during some time off, after some time off during the pandemic.
We'll see you right back here at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.